Today I'll be reviewing the YesWelder YWM-200 multi-process welder. It's a MIG welder, a stick welder, lift TIG, and spool gun ready aluminum capable welder. So let's look into all the features right now. Accessories that come in the box include an adapter for 110. The machine comes with a 220 plug built in on it. Then we have some extra contact tips, an 030, an 035, an 045. It comes with 4 drive rollers that cover all the common sizes for solid wire and flux core and aluminum. It comes with a gas hose, but you'll have to purchase a regulator separately. It also comes with a graphene liner to run aluminum wire. And it comes with a stick welding stinger, but you'll have to purchase your own TIG torch if you want to use the lift TIG feature. It also comes with a little wrench for tightening contact tips and such, and a welding manual and a sticker to put on the inside door for settings recommendations. On the front of the machine, you have a dongle here where you can switch from electrode negative to electrode positive by moving this from the black negative to the red positive port and swapping your ground wire accordingly. These are dense connectors, so we're going to switch it for electrode positive by putting the dongle in the appropriate port. Red is positive, so coming out of the machine into the red means we're electrode positive, and we're ground negative. That's set up for solid wire, and we'd switch it back the other way for flux core. And up here, let's turn the machine on. Switch at the back, we're on. You have this nice cover over our controls. You can see it's pretty dusty from my shop, so that's good that it protects our controls from the dust in the shop. There's a lot of different settings on this welder. It's got a powerful microprocessor to change all forms of settings to make your life easier. Here we have the mode, which will be showing up here. Right now it's on manual MIG. Now it's on synergic MIG. One more time. It's on stick welding. One more time. It's on lift TIG. So I'm taking it back to manual MIG. Now, some settings can be changed here. I do not know my settings yet, but 2T and 4T, that's a setting that a lot of you know. H5, I don't know what that, high strength maybe, high strength steel. Now that's guesswork, I don't know what all these different things are. So if you need those settings, that's where they're at. I don't need them, I'm just welding sheet metal. And occasionally a little bit of angle iron. Now, over here, the material button changes whether you're going to be using flux or aluminum with argon or steel with CO2 or steel with 75-25 mix. That's what we're going to be using. So then we can come over on this side and we've got the wire size. Right now it's on 035, but I've got 030 in there. So you can switch to 030. And then you've got 023 down at the bottom. And you've got 045 at the top. But it won't go to 045 because we're not using aluminum. Let me switch to aluminum. Now, there it is at 045. And I'm not sure. Yeah, 035 and 045 are your two aluminum sizes. And possibly can do 045 here, I don't know. Nope. No, 045 for steel, just for aluminum. Let me switch back to 7525 because that's my gas mix, and switch back to 030 because that's what I'm using. And then you've got an inching button that will make your wire come out. And you've got a volt and amp switching button. There's volts, 20 volts. And I'm going to take it down to 19. There's 19 volts set. Wire speed 11.7. We're going to set for 1/8" steel, which called for 11.5 on the wire speed. And there it blinks and locks in. So we're set for our wire speed and our welding. And one more thing I can show you, we're going to switch modes. On stick weld, you have some different settings. Don't know what that one is. High strength, I guess. Don't know what those are. There's arc force, such settings. I'm not familiar with those, so you guys can investigate those further. That's by pushing the dial in. So now let's do some welding. It comes with a heavy duty MIG gun, and we've got the wire running through it now and screwing contact tip back in, and then got the little wrench, going to tighten it up a little bit. Don't over tighten it. You don't want to put a bunch of torque on these brass fittings and stuff. You tear them up. And we put our gas nozzle back on. It's got like a spring loaded end. It just pushes on, and it's a strong spring, so it needs to be pushed down. I'm going to use a socket and push it down all the way because I want my contact tip near the end of the gas nozzle. Got the YesWelder Cut 55 DS Pro on 35 amps. Going to do some fabulous fabricating here to hold our MIG gun and our plasma gun so they don't fall off the table. So I've got this piece right here cut with a notch. We're going to cut a notch to hang the MIG gun in. And I'm going to cut a slot here to put the plasma torch in. I probably could have turned the amps up to 40 amps for 1/8" steel and cut it a little faster, but it cut it just fine anyway. This is plugged in 220 and it's running 35 amps and 60 psi on the air pressure. And that's more than enough air pressure for this thickness of metal. This YesWelder welding helmet has a setting for cut on it, which lightens it up so you can see where you're cutting this plasma cutter, since it's not as bright as a welder. gun is in there. It'll be sitting on the edge. So, one thing I did not do was set the machine for electrode positive before I did this weld. It was on electrode negative because I had flux core wire in there before. So it seemed to weld okay. So I didn't know that I needed to change the setting, but it probably would have welded better. I don't know. I've never had a MIG welder that it could be switched on. So we'll have to test that out in a future video. I felt like something was off, so that's why I'm laying little beads to see what's up with the welder. I figured I needed to work with it some more to get the settings figured out, but I think that reverse polarity probably was the biggest setting that I need to deal with. This gun holder doesn't have to be all that strong. I'm going to finish welding it and use it as my gun holder, but I wasn't satisfied with the bead there, and I'm going to run another one on the lower piece just for the heck of it. I know it's welded, but I'm just playing with the welder. And I highly recommend doing some little projects like this before you get into your serious work where you need maximum strength. You need to get used to your welder and know how it operates. As I said, we're on the reverse polarity here, so it probably would be a lot better if it was on the proper polarity, but it'll be just fine for this. Well, it ain't beautiful, but it ain't bad, all things considered, and it will do the job that it was designed to do. My plasma torch has a little slot right there in the hose. I have kept this slot in the metal to fit in there. So there's that, not gonna fall on the floor. There's my MIG gun, not gonna fall on the floor. Now I'm set up for a little overlap weld on this 22 gauge steel. I still have my polarity reversed. So although it seems to be welding okay, I think it would weld considerably better if the polarity was switched back to the correct polarity. But even so, I'm getting full penetration, and this weld is solid. There'll be more to come. So that's the quick review of the YesWelder YWM-200. We'll be doing a lot more with it in the future. And as you know, I've been using the YesWelder Flux 135 for over a year now, and it's still going strong. So I think that speaks to the longevity of their machines. The Flux 135 is the least expensive welder on their lineup, and this one's mid-range and aluminum capable. So if you're going to be needing to weld aluminum, I highly recommend this machine. So we'll be reviewing more YesWelder welders and cutters in the future, so look forward to them. And please touch my like thingy and share my shizzle and subscribe, damn it!